I guess no intro track today because I guess that shit's just not gonna work.
All good.
I'm gonna go ahead. My I'm having some weird technical difficulties and my YouTube isn't working. Um, and you can go ahead and do the same thing, D Bomb.
Gotcha. Yeah, most of the time with this digital world, man, 1 minute is working, next minute is crashing. So with the digital world, I learned a lot of patience, so it's all good.
Like I said, everybody, I apologize. We're back. Another episode of E-Roc Radio live, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Got my good friend over here, Mr. D Bomb.
What's happening with it?
I'll bring him on screen. Bunch of different groups. All right. But like I said, we are live right now with my friend here, Mr. D Bomb. How you doing tonight, D Bomb?
Can't complain, man. It's a long, busy day, but I can't complain. How about yourself?
Man, I'm had about the same.
I dig
Worked a lot longer than I thought I was going to.
it. Make you wish you were a kid again, huh?
Oh man, I
Trust
don't
me,
know if
I,
I
I
go
be,
back that far, but I do wish sometimes that I could go back and do other things differently. Maybe I would be in a different spot in life.
I dig it, I dig it, I dig it. But you know, everything happened on time, man, for a reason. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with you. I definitely agree with you. So, where are you staying at right now? Where you stay at?
Oh, I'm in the Twin Cities.
Oh,
You know, I'm
all
from
right,
I'm from Minneapolis and in the field, you know, but right now I'm just out in Twin Cities, outside right now.
all right. There you go. I'm also in Minnesota. I just some people say they got their on Facebook, like they got their location set to one place, but they actually live in another place and decided not to update it on Facebook. So that's why I always ask.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, no, I totally get that, you know, and plus I can see artists doing that just because, you know, that might be where they got their original core base from. You know, because I personally, like, I've been around since '06, and I know some artists out here that started out in Minnesota and then they moved to like a whole different state where it might show that they're in Minnesota, but they might be popping real heavy in Vegas.
Yeah,
You know, the whole Minnesota thing is just kind of keeping us up to date with that artist, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah. Could be. Um. So you
I
said you've
smoke,
been. What was that?
I smoke a lot, so my theories be like all over the place.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with a little ganj, my friend. Ain't nothing wrong with a little ganj.
Truly agree.
Um. So you said you've been around since '06. How old are you then?
I'm 33.
You're
I,
33.
I,
Okay.
I jumped fresh out of high school. Yeah,
Sheesh.
I was like, I was in a nutshell, I wanted to be a rapper ever since I was a little kid. I started at 8. I started writing school songs by 12. I was recording by 14. King Sandman brought me to his first, my very first studio. And then, with some friends of mine, by the time we were 14, we set up, some little small studio equipment. By the time I was 18, I came out with my first mixtape and I was at the Red Sea, and here we are now.
All right then. So then, how did you come up with the name D Bomb?
Um, it was really, at the time, it was a joke. I went to Anthony Middle School and I was kind of making fun of how I used to talk as a kid. And like you would see something like, say you watch I Love Lucy, and at the end of the show, it'll be like the end. And as a kid, I was always pronouncing it like D. And then, they got the phrase like the bomb and stuff like that. So I was trying to play it off as a joke. And then by the time I was 16, I was like, damn, that name might actually work. And I knew for sure it was working when the teachers at school started calling me. And I was like, okay, we can run with that now, you know.
There you go.
But
So then, did
trust me, that name comes, it's a lot different now. But when I first decided to run with that name, I had to do a lot of like, I had to defend myself and show people why I was called that. A lot of rappers stepped up, and I had to go for my own. I had to get that respect I wanted. You know,
did you start out as like a battle rapper type of thing, or?
uh, not well to an extent. Like there's like different types of battling. Like when I came up, you can either freestyle battle or, of course we at the studio doing a diss song called The Day. So it's different to like what we see now in the battle culture. But, for the most part, I was more into the ciphers. I used to catch anybody in Minneapolis know about like the bus five. I used to be on the back of it, just battling cats or whoever had like I would go to house parties, hit them with like the dopest verse I might have wrote for that week and, things like that. So that's pretty much where I came from because my influences was like Lloyd Banks, Fabulous, Jadakiss. Like I was looking up to that type of stuff.
Okay, for sure, for sure. God, it's always crazy to me, being that, especially right now, believe it or not, I'm actually like 10 years younger than you. Um,
I dig it. I dig it.
um, I always love interviewing rappers who have been in the scene for a long time and have been, who are older than me, who have been doing this for a while, because they always have such a different perspective on things, and they show me things that I, being that I've only been in the scene for like 4 years or so, a little over 4 years, it shows me, well, maybe I could be doing this better, or so to hear what you were doing and how you kind of started coming up is always, it's such a cool thing for me, and it's why I love doing this.
I appreciate it.
I love hearing people's stories about how they came up.
Well, with you being around, for 4 years, for one, that says a lot because a lot of people don't know in Minnesota. Of course, it was different before when I was younger, but nowadays it's like just in hip hop, period, you're really lucky to get 2 years just in the game, if that. So for you to say that you've been around for 4 years, that's a big mark right there. So congratulations with that because I've seen a lot of rappers come and go. And if anything, as far as advice I can give you, is you have to remember that you are an artist first, and then you're an artist from that location. See, I feel like sometimes it's about how you word things. Like, yeah, I'm a Minneapolis rapper, I'm a Twin Cities rapper, but to the world, a lot of people may not have been here. They might know just about Mall of America, the Mighty Ducks, and call it a day. So if anything, I say I'm a rapper or I'm an artist from the Twin Cities or from Minneapolis.
That's usually what
Because
I
when
say.
you say what?
That's usually about what I say.
See, and that's the way that you want to continue to do that because I believe it helps thinning out that box that we all eventually should get out of. I feel, and like I said, it's all mental. So if you sit, it's a lot of rappers, unfortunately, that are Twin City rappers that they're just that. Sometimes it could be the talent, sometimes it could be the team. A lot of times I think it's the mental. So I really try to preach that to a lot of artists. Like express your own individuality because that's what's gonna make you. And that's what's gonna be here, what you'll be remembered for forever.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, I'm more wordy, so I'm pretty sure you would have been able to breathe a little more.
Yeah, probably. But so with you being around for so many years at this point, um, but how many projects have you released?
Uh, well, total, because we're in the era now where they call everything a project. You can technically speaking say I have 9 projects total. I got I have projects on the wall, like some, but all that's like retail music. So I got
Okay.
4 mixtapes. They're Bomb Threat, Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain, then the Progress mixtape. All those was between 2006 and 2010. 2012, I put out the Rehearsal EP, and then from 2014 till now, I put out 4 albums: Beautiful and Harsh Poetry, Words to Touch Souls. A lot of people like that one. Reality, and the Progress album that's out right now, and people have been enjoying it. So I'm blessed to make it here and slowly working on the next project.
There you go. I know I've been working on my next. I released my first album in 2019, and then
How was the experience? Like when you were working on it? How was like, do you remember where you were at mentally, like as far as that space creating it?
believe it or not, I actually wrote pretty much that entire album when I was in jail,
I
and
dig it.
so a lot of it had to do with my how I was feeling mentally with that. And then once I got out, I went home because I record in my house right now, um, and I record and mix and master everything myself. Um,
Hmm.
and so as soon as I got out, I got home and I recorded it. I recorded out everything, got it all together, and then um, put it out the next year because I was in jail in 2018, but the album didn't come out until early 2019.
Hmm. Gotcha. Also, you pretty much went to work real quick.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it. So, because I only ask because I feel like there a particular number of a project that I feel like are your highlights. That's like your first 2 albums, or your fifth album, even your first 3 mixtapes. Like all those be like highlighted moments, especially your first album, because it's true when they say it takes your whole life to create your album. So I'd be interested to see where everybody's mindset was at when they were working on theirs.
Yeah.
Me, I can't lie, I was in a dark place. That's why my album was called Beautiful and Harsh Poetry. So.
Yeah, I get that. I deal with and I deal with a lot of mental health issues myself, and
Mhm.
so I take a lot of those thoughts and issues that I have with myself, and I try to put them into my lyrics and in my songs.
Like release therapy,
Yeah,
pretty much.
exactly.
Do you put on, I mean, I know you're interviewing me, but I figured we still politicking and
Hey,
shit.
I don't care. I love this type of shit where we just go kind of back and forth and shit. It's great.
I dig it. I dig it. So I guess the question I was gonna ask, shit, what, my bad. It actually has slipped my mind, but I knew it had to have been a good one. When it comes back to me, I'll be sure to ask you.
Okay. Um, but yeah, no, it's definitely the whole. concept of music, and it's a big part of why I got started was the fact that it is like therapy for me. It helps. And then when I get on stage and I perform this shit and I see everybody just rocking with it, I'm like, it's such a good feeling.
Man, it really is. It should always feel like that no matter what show you do. Like to me, I've done shows from the Red Sea, which of course a lot of Minnesota artists, that's like your start. That's like the Mecca. You're not gonna run into that many Minnesota artists to say that they didn't perform at the Red Sea, you know. And I also performed all the way up to the Myth. So in my attitude,
Damn, you performed
truly
at the
told,
Myth?
yeah, man, I'm telling you, my heart ain't never beat so fast before in my life, and I got a kid. You know what I'm saying? So when the time when my son was born, that was like the same energy I was feeling when I was performing at the Myth, because I'm opening up for Bone Thugs and Harmony, and this is when all the members pulled up. You know,
Word, that is crazy, bro. What?
I done been to some concerts before Bone Thugs. So I actually seen them all together, but I've heard the stories. And then ASAP Ferg was performing too. This was around the time his first album came out,
Okay.
and it had to have been at least 2,000 people in the crowd. And I was nervous, but it turned out pretty good. People spoke about it on Twitter, got some new followers. Most importantly, they didn't boo. Because that's all we really want. We don't want to get booed. So yeah, now I can say this though, for anybody paying attention or watching this, there's booing and there's that uh type of performance, and that part is normally yourself giving yourself that rating. And what it could be is my content, all my albums sound different from the other, but I do have a particular album where if I'm doing a showcase where it's a bunch of rappers and might do one artist doing trap music, one artist is doing drill, and even though I'm a lyricist, I still got like some turn up shit too. So it's like, oh, okay, if I'm rocking with them, then I'm definitely pulling out They Know What's Up, theme music, motivator, stuff like that. Where so sometimes at the beginning I didn't really know how to really fit in the right spot when it comes to shows, because I could be playing, I could be performing with a whole bunch of rappers where everybody talking about some shoot 'em up, bang bang, yada yada yada, and I'm over here performing 2 Feet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong, 2 Feet, people can fuck with it. It's a dope song, people love it, but I'm not, the energy I'm bringing isn't the same with everyone else. And although that's good because you're opening your fan base, but if they were to be quiet, that's when the part kick in. You
Yeah.
didn't do a bad job. It's just the energy, the vibe just didn't really connect.
And
And
that's definitely one thing that I've learned in the 4 years I've been in doing this is that you really have to cater to, you have to kind of do it in a little bit of investigating, figure out, okay, what type of music is this person doing, or what type of music is this person doing, and then figure out, kind of cater your set to what you think people are gonna fuck with based on who else is
exactly.
performing.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got to, it's like reading a crowd. As a DJ, I DJ a lot of weddings, and when it comes to reading the crowd, it's very important because you got some people that just super laid back. They don't even want to get up to do the cha-cha slide, and then you got people where it's like, better keep that music going because they done got liquor in their system and it's time to turn up. My last 2 weddings ago, I didn't even have a custom playlist. They barely gave me a genre to really go with. So I was really winging it that night. So like I said, it's all about how you read the crowd. Always have them type of songs in your bag. You need them. But at the same time, you don't have to go too far away from your artistry. My early days in my mixtapes was real street related because at that time, as a teenager, that's where I was hanging out with all the homies. We out in the hood kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Gang banging, doing all, the teenage knucklehead shit, And so that's where a lot of my content was based off, because that's where I was around. Once my son was born, and I'm more of an adult now where, motherfuckers is looking in the newspaper for grocery store coupons and shit. Like when you at that stage, it's like the content changed,
Yeah.
But a lot of people, what's funny is that with Minnesota, especially, it's funny. I will say this: as much as I love the Minnesota scene, to an extent, it has some diversity between color and content as well. Like, I'm black. If you see some of the posts I say, I'm very, I'm very strong, passionate as far as the black community go. But on a stereotype level, I don't rap about selling dope because honestly, I ain't never sold dope before. I sold weed before, but in my opinion, I ain't sold enough to rap about it. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple ounces, you barely get a song out of a couple ounces. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it just, and so because I don't rap like that, they would consider myself conscious. But nah, it's like, in my opinion, I feel like I'm the guy that got into trouble with their homies and was fortunate enough to not be in the grave, not be in prison, but I've seen that. I've been around. I felt that pain. So I'm that person sitting on the bench, like, yeah, this is I see what's going on. This is what we were doing, and yada yada yada. The washed up OG, I guess.
No, before I continue with what I was going to say, what up, Unjust? Shout out to you. Shout out to Unjust tuning in. Um, but I definitely agree with you in the with the whole you can't rap about what you don't know type of thing, where you got to rap about what you know, and what you deal with. Like that's a lot of why I personally rap about like my emotions. I put my emotions into that because that's what I know.
Let me ask you something. When you put your emotions into your music, because I do the same thing. You know, truth be told, a lot of my most passionate songs would be the ones like I might have been pissed off at that moment. Two Feet is one of my most positive, uplifting songs, but trust me, I was high when I was writing that song.
Yeah.
I don't remember what pissed me off, but I was hot that day. So 2 Feet was kind of like, it might be inspirational to everybody, but to me, low key, 2 Feet was like, man, fuck y'all, I do this shit on myself. That kind of energy,
Yeah.
But no, the question I was going to ask was, do you, no matter what you're dealing with, do you put all the songs out that has all your emotions in there, or is there some songs that you do that might have a strong emotion in there, but you'll be like, I just need to get it off my chest. I ain't got to tell the world. Like, do you like shelf some of those songs, or do you put it all out?
I don't think I have ever shelved at one of those type of songs.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. It's funny. With my albums, I do about average, depending on how many tracks I want to do. I'd say about 25 to 40 songs, and then I'll pick 10 to 13 or whatever.
Okay.
And my first album, like I said, I was in a dark place, and there's a song on there uh, called "Paint a Picture." And at the time, when I wrote the song, I was in a real depressing place, and I was just writing out my emotions. And "Paint a Picture" is pretty much, paint a picture of what I was dealing with. And long story short, that song, without going into full detail, had the police knocking at my door. Yeah, they came knocking at my door, talking about terroristic threat, the
Oh
whole
hell
work.
nah.
At that time, I was on probation and I didn't even know nothing about it. My PO called me and I was like, "You lying?" So I went to go see him, and at that time I was still writing on my lyrics in my notebook. So I bought him the notebook that had the song originally written. My first album, majority of that was written in 2010. and it came out 2014.
Okay.
When you saw like notebooks when you had that shit for a while, they start getting a little mildew on the corners when the paper and ink start fading off and shit.
Yeah.
Once he saw that, he was like, "Oh well, fuck it, we'll just it is what it is. You ain't threatening nobody." Because on the paperwork, when you see the writing, it shows I'm not threatening anybody. But my whole point is, um, feel like for me, I must have been the person that didn't get the that didn't really get that good favor when it comes to being able to put all my emotions out. Because it goes back even from middle school. My first diss track I ever did, some people were making fun of me. Now, for the record, when I say make fun of, I mean tease, not bullied. I was always down to fight. It was just a tease, and I wasn't really good at my comebacks with insults, I guess, at the
Right.
time.
I'm
But
not good at none of that either. That's why I don't really do diss tracks.
well, see, I'm a Gemini. You know what I'm saying? So as
But are
nice
you
as
a
I,
May Gemini or a June Gemini?
oh, I'm a June. Oh yeah, I'm the person where it's like I want to stay away from the drama because if I entertain it and it's really bothering me, whatever you hear, you're not gonna like it. Maybe a year or two down the road, I might feel bad about what I said. Like I can take it to that level. So that's why I try not to, because I've been there. I don't beef with rappers before, and you know, honestly, it's draining. It really do drains your energy. It can throw off your intentions. It can
Yep.
get in. It can fuck with your creative process. You could be working on a project with a specific mission or goal, and somebody over here done fuck with your element, and you subconsciously done had whatever that was thrown your way now it's fused into your project. You don't know it, but the listeners might catch it. You'll be the last person to catch it. That happened to me before.
Okay. And I totally agree with you. I don't really like you said, having beef with people it just takes so much out of you. Like, I'm personally I'm a Cancer. So I'm like right after you. Um and so,
Hey, y'all with the shits.
what's that?
Cancers is with the shits. Y'all are with the shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when
And
it comes like
just
to
out
the
of
shenanigans.
curiosity, what day in June is your birthday?
June 11th.
June 11th. Okay. I'm June 22nd.
Oh, okay, got you. Oh, well then, yeah. June baby's period is with the shits. in
That's an
my opinion.
actual factual, man. That's an actual factual.
I'll tell you, that's why man, I'm telling you, all June babies need to have kids. That'll help out your patience. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
At least,
I actually just had a son last year.
nice. Congrats, man. How's it feel?
It's weird. It's definitely weird. It's taking some getting used to, man. Like I actually like the mom and I had our own issues and we worked them out now, which is good. But I didn't actually just get to meet. I just got to meet my son for the first time last weekend.
Nice. Okay, so it's
He's gonna be a year old in like 2 weeks.
well, just remember to always let it go a day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Try to. I'm the type of person that tries not to give too much anticipation because I believe, or not anticipation. I'm sorry, expectations because a lot of times, depending on the expectation level, you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah.
And with me, I had to take that with my son every step because as a parent, for some reason, your first thought, your first few thoughts, you done already the kid done grew up. You know what I'm saying? You about to give him like his little give him or her the keys for the college car. You know what I'm saying? So you just got the whole world mapped out. So that's why I say every step because your vision may not be what that kid vision may be. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, but yeah, but no, as far as that whole emotion thing, that's in a nutshell, it made me a little more cautious with what I say. Don't get me wrong, I won't censor what I say. I mean what I say, but I make sure now that any song that I put out, I have to be 1,000% sure that's what's going to happen, and I'm willing to accept whatever comes with it, good or bad. Because we're artists, we're expressing ourselves. If we can't do that, if we can't do that in our music, then where can we do it?
Right. And I mean, the way I view it, as far as what you're saying, is that, with I'm putting my emotions into this. I am doing it for me. You know, I'm if the people like it, great. If they don't, well then I really don't care. I'm doing this because it helps me.
And those are the best songs. Like there's always going to be the songs, especially those that are really emotionally inclined into their lyrics. Those are the you can tell those are the I don't give a fuck what you think songs, and those songs normally be the realest and hardest songs on the entire project. Because even though it's for you expressing how you feel, there's somebody in the world that might feel just like you, and you just gave them a voice. Ain't no telling what that song could have did to somebody. You could have saved someone's life out here and never knew it.
You know, I
Continue being that artist, man, for real.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
No problem, no problem.
Right now, I think we're gonna get into your music that you sent in.
All right.
Let's see what do I got here. Got a few songs.
That's actually this album is actually the one I really put more. I was more hands on behind the scenes with it. I did do some beats on there, but I actually recorded the entire project. I had my partner mix and master it, but this was my first time like really doing it. Of course, the pandemic made it happen, but
right.
You gotta do what you gotta do. As soon as the pandemic shut everything down, I was like, shit, let me go build a studio in the crib real quick.
All right. So, all right, I got like 4 songs here.
All right.
Which one do you want me to play? I got This, That, Circus, Black Excellence, and Motivator.
I mean, with it being like my first time on the show, people trying to get to know me, yeah, we'll start off with This, That. My boy Mike Woods from Thought Out Productions, he made the beat, and it's off the Progress album. So hopefully all y'all enjoy it.
All right, here we go. We're going to play This That by D-Bomb.
That crushing the Buddha, put in their reps. Switches back with papers, roll it up and relax. To some boom back, kaboom's back with smooth raps. They give you that. Repeat true facts, review stats. Just that. Rocking the buzz, riding the bus on the way to work. Bossing the fuzz, who gives a fuck? Or in the whip on the highway, cruising up in your zone. The back home, crack open beer, chest to some poems. Just that. Taking the solo, riding dolo, or run with a groove for them city background photos. If peers really mention the name, God, that's a no-no. They know what's up when they see the real Cherry Bomb logo. Just that. Only for grown, minding your own, while only your own boss, no one can clone. I'm outspoken and blunt, nigga, you shouldn't start shit. You heard lyrical abuse, anybody's a target. I don't know, but whatever this is something that the world need to hear real quick. Something that'll make the world wanna feel this shit. And if life's a bitch, it's finna throw this bitch. I don't know, but whatever that is something that the world need to hear real quick. Something that'll make the world wanna feel that shit. And if life's a bitch, it's finna throw that bitch. This that relevant after 10 years later, I blew your damn mind. That's one hell of a favor. Pat yourself on the shoulder. You made it from a city that wants you to fail. Beefing with niggas, you know the flavors. This that growth and development, kids in college using loan money for fly shit or buy knowledge. Ink work, scribble clever to any topic. Puzzles out of poetic words, creating locksmiths. This that painting some pictures, make them vivid. What I say I can relate. I seen you don't really live it, or any inspiration and motivation to get it. So no explanation to my no hesitation to kill it. This that Southside shit, enough said. Royalty and natural froze and tough dreads. Might as well call a Gemini, the mood swings crazy. You'll get all of these vibes and more when you pay me. I don't know, but whatever this is something that the world need to hear real quick. Something that'll make the world wanna feel this shit. And if life's a bitch, it's finna throw this bitch. I don't know, but whatever that is something that the world need to hear real quick. Something that'll make the world wanna feel that shit. And if life's a bitch, it's finna thrill that bitch.
When you get down, when you get down, when you get too down, when you get down, when you get down, when you get too. Nobody helps him. Now he has his revenge.
Name a rapper better than me, you can't do it. And since 2006, I've been proved that I'm the lyrical monster, destroying your roster, rapping for real niggas,
Dude,
not
my
boss
girl,
bragging imposters. Bus
he-
5 rider while pushing my demo, and visions of me rocking the crowd outside the window with my mama's crib. 18 ducking bullets and dodging biz. Years later, all these rappers I kill, hope God forgives. I'm just a writer that's gonna speak my mind every time, anytime. Fuck streams and shine. Hip hop head, but still want my cream. Then I'm out the door, focused on knocking up that queen of mine. And this rap game an easy obstacle for me. That's why I thank God I'm impossible to beat. And whoever disagree, get the hopping on your feet. Cause I'm here to body rapper, starting off with the petite. Black excellence. Black excellence. Black excellence. All I'm seeing is black excellence. Statistics show my numbers could be bigger if I was clickish or giving up just quick. Till later that shit get tight. The niggas yelling, forget it, fuck it, I'm quitting. And not to mention have a lighter pigment or ignorant. I don't fit in those categories and I never will, bruh. Fuckers frown, I don't back down with these skills, bruh. Coming off aggressive, guess you ain't know that the skill's tough. Your album more fellas, my album no filter. Fuck social media, most of the time it's stupid. The other time I use it to monetize the music. Use my rap money and turn my label digital. The pandemic hit, can't you see how this was critical? I'm on my black excellence. A real nigga in his 30s on black owned business shit. Events viral, still sponsoring tapes. Graphic design, DJ, and produce what Quake, nigga. Black excellence. Black excellence. Black excellence. All I'm seeing is black excellence. OG status, I gave y'all 8 summers. Was ready to rumble and I came with the thunder. Press play, thinking all I do is rap, what a blunder. You ain't heard Dying Breed or reality, no wonder. And on my mama, I'm trying. But these wiggle rappers want me raising my forks and rap violent. Slang pushing pies while the whole trap dying. To see new kicks you own. How about we make a sing along? I'm not that rapper you be shitting on. It's being real, I'm the best, whether we're foes or we get along. You can call me crazy, but you can never say D ain't bringing with every single project he drop. Any of you rappers wanna top this your flop. I'm nice since the backpack and switchblade days. I stay being myself and this king stay great. This is my truth, so I don't hear a thing they say. I'm D-Bomb. Black excellence. Black excellence. Black excellence. All I'm seeing is black excellence.
Man. Man, that shit. You gotta unmute yourself, bro. We back with D-Bomb.
Oh, that's dope. I'm looking, I want two at the same time.
Bro, that black excellence? What?
I appreciate that, man.
Oh
I actually produced that one.
You what?
I produced it.
Bro, and you sampled fucking Black Sabbath? Fuck yeah, dude.
I love that song, you know what I'm saying? And that was right around the time I got the studio built. So I started playing with samples. At the time, I only knew how to make sample-free beats. And I just wanted to dabble around with it. That was one of the first beats I ever made with sample. So
Dude,
we got lucky on first.
You killed it. That shit was fire.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Like I don't know how else to put it, but that shit was excellent.
Thank you, man. That
I fucking love that song. I need to bang that shit for real.
well, I definitely appreciate that, man. It's some is that record is actually I was pissed off when I made that song too. That song actually wasn't even supposed to be on the album.
Well, I'm glad it is.
You
'Cause
know, so
I would have been mad had I not heard that song. I'm like, well, and the whole reason I played it because I'm like, Black Excellence. You know what? That's kind of catching my eye a little bit. So that's why I played it because I'm like, it caught my eye,
mhm. Well, hey, I appreciate that,
and
man.
I'm
Really,
glad that I did because that was an amazing fucking track.
thank you. Yeah, man. You gotta shout out to the people that irritates people in the world because without y'all, the creativity would be a little lower than it is now. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, and I mean, it helps too that when you branch out into different genres like that and sample from different genres because I mean me personally I'm a huge metalhead and so
Yeah.
um to hear excuse me to hear someone come in and sample Black Sabbath like that and do it so well I'm just like all right yup this is where it's at like I'm enjoying this.
A lot of people. I am definitely a hip hop head first and foremost, but I'm a fan of many genres. Like, of course, I love R&B. I like 2000s and beyond, or before that, 90s and stuff, and 70s Motown. I love that type of R&B. I like
Classics.
70s and 80s rock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people don't know that I fuss with that shit heavy. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Maybe not as heavy in R&B or rap, but trust me, some Queen get played. You know what I'm saying? Wild Cherry, like I break out the shit. I even fuck with Hall and Oates. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I'm right there with you. Where you got to have an open mind about different genres because it broadens your capability of what you're able to do.
True, but for me, I would say I was fortunate enough to go to IPR, and at the
Okay.
time when I went there, it's Institute Production and Recording. I went there for audio engineering,
Yep, I know about
and
IPR.
the thing about it was, well, no, I was really saying it for people online watching
Oh,
this and stuff.
that's fair. That's fair.
But it was very helpful because at the time I was like one of the very few rappers there at the time, as far as during the time I was in school. There was a lot of EDM, um, a lot of producers that didn't really do much of rap at the time, and a lot of rock bands. So it made me it helped open up my mind more, yeah,
Okay.
to help out with different creativity, like even with the shows. A lot of people don't know or they do know, I guess. With Banging Noise shows, we do hip hop, R&B. We've even done metal, rock. All because you know music is so universal. That's what keeps the world going. I think without music, there would be 100% anarchy.
I never really
Just
thought
my,
about it that way.
like I said, I smoke a lot.
Well, no, I like I said, I love hearing other people's perspective on things. So that's a new way for me to look at that. I've not heard that one before, but I like it because I think you're right.
But it took me years to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie, during the music I had smoke. But I would say between 2016 and 2019, that was around the time I was really learning to get everything right, like being comfortable with growing and not being afraid to utilize everything that's about me. You know, people in my past, all my homies, they all know what it is. Everything about me is what I am gonna always be. but it I'm still myself in the music. Or, I like Black Sabbath. Some of the punchlines and some of the songs that I say could be reference to superheroes or some sports. You know what I'm saying? Like I throw all that in the equation. I didn't sing you this song to play it, but there's a song on the album called Damn You're So Fine.
Okay.
And of course it's for the ladies. And it sampled Mariah Carey.
Okay.
And if anyone that knows me, if you were to ask them like, "Yo, is he like this when it comes to like talking to or just his personality?" Period, you'll hear the chorus and they'll be like, "Yeah, that's him. Like that's him." So
Yeah, I
that
got
was
a buddy of mine who I'm going on tour with actually starting Friday. Um
congrats.
thank you.
I saw that. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, he on his second album, he's got a song that he makes all his own beats and everything. He's my best friend. His name's Von Sage. Y'all should go check him out. Um, but he's got a song, and I don't remember the name of it for the life of me, and I feel bad because it's a great song. But he sampled Lionel Richie.
Man, I've been trying to work on one. I'm sitting on a couple tracks of his. I'm trying to sample. So for to hear that, that's like motivational for me.
Yeah, like that I can't remember the name of the song because I'm not like a huge Lionel Richie song. I'm not a huge Lionel Richie fan myself, but
Mhm.
it's that one song where he starts up, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?"
That's the shit. I
Yeah,
fucks with
but
it. Yeah.
he sampled the beginning of that one.
Okay, I dig it. That's actually dope.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a great fucking song, and I wish I could remember what song it is, but it's only on the album, which is not out on all platforms. It's on you can only get it through a physical copy.
I have an opinion when it comes with that situation. It's a part of me want to talk about it, but I know I have to be extremely careful with how I say it. So try to work with me on this.
All right.
My theory is with the issue when it comes to placements of their platforms. There are some companies that will focus on the more popular parts, and it's like a mental thing. So like the average person that listen to music, you're going to hear them on Spotify. They're going to be on Apple, uh, maybe even Pandora. You know what I'm saying, or YouTube. Them four, the average people is going to be on. So a company that you will run with to put out the distribution or to push out your record, those are 9 times out of 10 going to be the four main sites that people be pushing, neglecting people that listen to other platforms. And it may not be the artist's fault. It can be that company because they just want what's popular at that moment. Like me, I promote title. My
Okay.
title numbers are decent, you know what I'm saying? And this is where the problem comes in with a lot of distributors. And I see a lot of artists speaking on that. And I'm happy that they're really speaking on that situation. Because for one, this is for an artist dealing with a label, because there's two different types of signups, or three if you count a contract. But the average distributor, you have a sign up situation, right? Most of them will charge you an upfront price, rather if it's to sign up, but definitely to get your record out. And a lot of times when that happens, they'll hit you with the 100% royalty free, or not royalty free, but you'll keep 100% of your royalties and stuff like that, which is good. But mind you, you just gave them money for them to do that. And some of those platforms, you would have to take it upon yourself to request the info you need to get put on there. Like a lot of artists, some situations you have to do your own music submission to get on Pandora. where there's some very few distributors that will do that for you. Okay. So aside from those other main platforms, you have, if you want the other platforms with your music on there, that's where those terms and those guidelines that people won't be reading, that's when they catch you slipping. They'll charge you extra to put it on there. So really you're paying these people a lot of money to get your music distributed where you're only getting paid a fraction of a penny per stream. Not to mention most of them you gotta surpass a threshold just to get a check from them. That is a huge problem for me.
Yeah. See, so what do you, just out of curiosity, what do you use to distribute your music?
Uh, well, with me, I'm through symphonic distribution. You know, I'm signed to my own label, Bang and Noise Entertainment.
Okay.
But we had a at this time I was leaving. This was 2015, early. I was pushing my first album, and I had just parted ways with the label I was under, and I was having issues with the distributor at the time. And I think I fought like 2 years for them to get the rights back to my first album and my EP. And that's when I started noticing about the fraction of the streams and then the thresholds. And with my situation, that distribution company got bought out. So I'm over here fighting with the people that bought them. And, you know, I didn't really get the info. That was probably me not paying attention to my email or stuff like that. So I was put in that situation. So with Symphonic, I was still shopping around. CD Baby, I was kind of with the idea, but I wasn't huge with paying a distributor because to me it was like some of these distributors, they'll charge you to put their music out, but they'll still want a percentage at the same time. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, how do you sound? That's just me. And mind you, I spent years of learning business too. Um, so with Symphonic, I was reaching out for some flyers and stuff to get printed out for when I did tours and stuff. And I found out they did music distribution. And I tried to look up the info, and the way how they do it, you got to send them some music. And if they like it, that's when y'all could just talk about, you know, signing up. And with my situation, it was a label. So we came through with contracts and stuff like that, where, you know, they take a percentage. They do have an option where you can keep 100%. You just have to pay something up front, but they really focus that more on unsigned artists. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not under a label, then that would be the more likely situation where you might have to pay a distributor up front. Now, here's the funny part too, when it comes to these labels. And then after that, I'll shut up. I don't want to make enemies. I would say a lot of these labels too, especially, I don't mean mainstream, or we'll say indie. Some of these labels, they'll sign you. Some of them will even sign you like a verbal handshake type of situation, and you would still be paying the distributor up front to put out music because the label either didn't add you on to their distributor, and it's easier for them to do that when they do an artist distributor sign up, like what I was just saying for unsigned artists where they pay up front. Some labels will do that, which would, in a nutshell, make the artist come out of their pocket to get the music distributed. Because some distributor situations with a label, they require money, and you got to spend more money, or the threshold might be big. So, are y'all
I
paying attention?
I personally use TuneCore.
TuneCore, I could say, TuneCore, I never heard any bad things about them. You know, I would definitely say that's a good move. CD Baby is a good move, I'll say too, for anybody that want to do distribution. Even Ditto. You know, I did my research on Ditto too. You know, they even give you awards for what I've seen.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know if you know, but I am actually signed to a label myself. I'm signed to Neglected Noise Records out of Grays Lake, Illinois.
Nice. Congratulations with that.
Thank you.
How'd
But
that feel?
it was, well, this is actually the second label I've been on. The first label I was on wasn't really doing nothing for me. And so
Mhm.
I was on there for a year, and I put my album out under them. Um, and we had an agreement where I would, I'd put it out, I'd pay the money to put it out, and um, I would keep all the royalties for myself, and I would just give them the credit, so to speak.
I got you. I got you.
Um, and so that's what I did for that. But and that's what I have with my current label too, where I'm like, hey, I get 100% of digital royalties.
Mhm.
Like you can take a percentage of like physical stuff if you help me with that, but anything digital that I put out is mine.
I feel you. Like that's how it gotta be. And I'm happy that that you're in a different situation. Especially, especially artists that say, us being in Minnesota. To get a deal from a label outside of Minnesota, truthfully, in my opinion, that's a big deal. I don't care if it's a label from Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? Like there's somebody out there beyond your hometown that believes in you and willing to invest in you from
Yeah.
afar.
Yeah, and that
That's
man. Actually, my first label too was there. It was called Wicked Tendency Records, and I was they're actually from Pueblo, Colorado.
nice.
So, but yeah, I mean, I've never actually been signed to a label inside of Minnesota. I can successfully say that.
I feel you, man. You know what? I could say I have one. It was more of like a verbal agreement, so it wasn't necessarily like a sit down contract type of situation. But I have had some of those label offers as well. Um, honestly, well, it was a couple contracts. They were definitely trying to get one over on me or whatever. But most of it, a lot of the labels, even the ones that was offered in Minnesota, except that one label I signed to, I wasn't really trying to go because I was already building something. So for me, building Banging Noise Entertainment, if a label had wanted to sign with me, my vision is more of a joint venture type of thing because I want to be able to build, I'm going to do my part as long as they do their part, which is like this type of energy I'm going to give any artist that I want to sign. Any artist that I sign, not only are they going to get treated the way an artist is, the standard supposed to be treated in the industry, but I want them to learn from me. I went from the last 15 years of my career, I done went through some shit, ups and downs, learning as I go. And I feel like, I would be in the wrong to not share my knowledge or even access to whatever form of success I got. And that's something I would want to offer to artists. It's just kind of hard to find out who's serious because this game is no joke. This game will put you to the test. It will let you. This game is to show you if you're made for this shit and can you handle it. And when I say that, really, I'm talking towards like anybody paying attention. Like, it's is really going to put you to the test, fam. Like my second album, I lost 7 people, died before my second album came out. And I couldn't even mourn because I had a deadline. That's some fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, but as you see, like, unfortunately, that's an example of what I mean by being built for. You know, it sucks, but that's why I tell people like learn in every single situation so that way you can put it into your own stuff. So like whoever I sign to my label, I don't want to hear no, it was big and noise for life. No, I don't want to hear that shit because I could say it. They may not want to spend their whole career with banging noise, but I just want them to, when it's all said and done, be able to say that they're a boss, that most importantly, whatever they accomplish in their career, they can say they did that. And that's how I feel. Like I may never get on Double XL, right? But I'm on International Music Magazine. No matter what people look at it, it's still a magazine cover. It's part of my career. And now I feel like every artist should be like that. So I continue to preach that type of stuff. And whoever I want to sign, whoever I run into, if that's the situation, I want them to be like that as well. I had like a Master P type of mind complex
Okay.
growing up.
Okay. Well, okay. I got another question for you. Being that you have been in this game for so long, I'm assuming you've opened up for your fair share of what I like to call bigger name artists.
Yeah, I got some stuff with that too. But yeah, I can
Who?
say
So my question to you then is, who is your favorite artist that you have opened up for?
it's kind of conflicted. My favorite rapper that I opened up for was Redman.
Okay.
I just performed at a time where it was super duper dead. Like people, I think I think the staff was still getting the show together. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of early.
Yeah.
Hey, every artist you're gonna go through that. It is what it is, and it's paying dues. So that was probably my favorite artist. My favorite show opening up, Crazy Bone. I opened
Okay.
up for Crazy Bone, and I forgot what year, but it was at Nomad.
Oh, back when
And
Nomad was still Nomad.
yeah, and I was real like hyped, and at this point, I had already performed a minute, but for some reason, I whatever type of energy I was on that night at Nomad, it was there. I didn't have like how rappers say that they see something that they consider like moments.
Uh-huh.
I feel like you can have that in your stage performance as well. There's good shows, there's bad shows, straight shows, iffy shows, in moments. I felt that was a moment for me performing.
Oh
I
yeah.
had the crowd stand like it was like you can it's hard to describe, but you can tell like when that moment is when you have without a doubt that every single head that's in that venue that you're performing at is looking at you, even the bartender.
Yup.
Though like I that's what I consider a moment. I felt like I had that. So my favorite rapper that I opened up for was Redman, and my favorite show that I opened up for a mainstream rapper was Crazy Bone.
That's what's up. That's really cool that you've opened up for like Bone Thugs and Harmony and shit too. Like that's
Yeah.
super cool. I'm actually a little jealous of you for that. Uh,
So I did them. I worked with them. I actually did a song with Lazy Bone.
is that
Uh,
right?
yeah, there was some complications that happened where I had to go in to redo my verse, but so I don't want to like put that person's like business out there, but let's just say some stuff happened with them where I couldn't do my verse. So publicly, that version isn't out.
Damn.
But hey, the way I see it, I had fun just doing it because when I went there, it was just to watch who was recording the song. I ain't going there with intent to record nothing. Lazy Bone looked at me. We were just chopping it up, and he was like, "You rap?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, then hop on the track then." I'm like, "Oh, shit, all right, cool. I'm with it." So that was
That's
just
fucking tight.
how that
Hell, even just the fact that you were sitting in the studio with Lazy Bone, that's cool in itself.
Man, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, man. We were mobile in it. We had the we had
Oh,
the mobile.
well, even then, like that's still cool.
Absolutely, I would agree. And would you be interested? I want to tell you one of the things that I learned as far as being in as far as opening up for those artists. But at the same time, when I say it, I don't want to steer our other artists away. So before I start, I truly believe it is a good look as an artist to have mainstream artists that you open up for under your belt. It makes your bio and stuff look good. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good experience to give you a way to network. And if you do a good performance, you're gonna grow a number of fan base in that crowd. Now, here's the other part that I noticed. Um, Maybe out of that 100% of the people that come to the show, we could say about maybe 5% for sure may know who you are. And don't get me wrong, that's a good thing because each person is like word of mouth. So if you were to tell, if you like something, you're gonna automatically tell two people and you know, chain reaction type shit. So, or a cycle. Now, you are still gonna grow their attention. So that 5% can become 10, it can become 20. So that's why I still say to keep that. But also remember you are still establishing yourself of who you are, and you don't want to be that person that just opened up for all the mainstream artists in your hometown for your whole career. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some other artists I would love to open up for. There's venues in the city I would love to perform at still, which I do plan to one day. But I found more satisfaction going on tour doing the smaller shows because
that's what I'm doing this come this weekend.
see, and the thing that I feel like you're going to experience because it's a whole different like feeling, man. It could be the same amount of people that you would perform in front of at a local show, but if you do a good job out of town, oh my God, that love is something different.
You know
would
what?
think.
I tell you what, I have already experienced that because I went and let me tell you a story real quick. I went and did this show out in Appleton, Wisconsin, over in February.
Mm-hmm.
I had never been there before in my life. I knew nobody.
Right.
I walk in there and do my set. Everybody starts talking to me.
Man, I'll tell you, it's like you're the man of the night.
Yes, bro. Like that is probably my favorite show I've ever done. Like, and I've opened up for some big name artists myself. Like I've opened up for Stevie Stone. I've opened up for UBI of Cess Crew. I've opened up for Calhoun.
Cess Crew's dope.
I've opened up for Twisted Insane like 4 different times.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I did. I opened up for Twista and Flesh and Bone too. That was actually cool as well.
No, I said Twisted Insane, not Twisted, not Twista.
Gotcha. I got
you. But yeah, no, like I definitely get what you're saying, and I've done a few out of state shows myself already. Like I've done 3 shows in Arizona. I've done 1 show in Illinois, 1 show in Wisconsin, 1 show in Iowa. So, or actually, I take that back. I've done 2 shows in Wisconsin. But I definitely get where you're coming from. It's a whole different thing, and you know, and with what you're saying too, where you know you're representing yourself and going out to these places where good chances nobody's heard of you, and you're getting your music heard.
And that's when you become that artist from Minnesota. You dig what I'm saying now? Like,
yes,
because
100%.
Fam, it's like they treat you like you're related to them. You know what I'm saying? I done had people try to buy me drinks. I don't drink, you know what I'm saying? I done had people, I literally performed where somebody have came up to me, you know, and they want to give you a high five while you're performing and stuff like that. Somebody did that to me, and I felt something in my hand when I was performing. Okay. It was like a big nug, about this big.
Hell no.
He just gave it to me. I'm like, oh shit. Okay,
say
cool.
less.
and the funny part is, it was the mind blowing part is the song I was performing when he gave it to me. the song I was performing was called Angel, and it was about pretty much an awareness of domestic abuse. And dude gave me like a fat ass nug. That was crazy.
That's kind of ironic. That's funny.
I know, right? But yeah, I'm telling you, man, it will make you want to stay out of town. Now, if anything, dude, like when I go on the road, I've actually put my own tours together
That's what I'm doing for
before.
this one.
See, it's a headache. Oh my gosh. And I already know if you said you put it together, that you need to have Excedrin on deck. Even if you smoke weed, you need some type of aspirin because you never know if you need extra help. You know what I'm saying? And so one of my rules that I have when I go on the road is because is if you didn't bring her with you, don't do nothing. If she ain't come with you, then ain't nobody. Then that's just what it is. You can't fuck no woman on the road. You know, no after parties, nothing like that. I mean, I know it's the road life, and you know, I didn't have my own tour stories too. But you know, hey, it's a whole different world when you out of town. See, in Minnesota, you might know your laws because that's your hometown. And so when you're out of town, you got to be 10 times as cautious from the laws, from how you move, because you don't know how people operate out there. Like, so, you know, I try to, for people's safety and just to get rid of drama, I'll be like, yeah, we ain't fucking no groupies. When we done performing, we'll network. And after that, we at the telly, sleep, and we gone in the morning. You know, stuff like that. Like that's one of the rules that we have. Like, hey, bring them on the road. A new rule that I'm gonna have for next year is I actually want to get a diet list put together on some real ass shit. Like, cause I've been touring now for like 5 years, and I'll be honest, my biggest weakness is the food.
Okay.
Like Colorado is a spot that I did in Denver, or Aurora, right outside of Denver.
Okay.
All I saw was 99-cent tacos,
Oh shit.
and I went in there and spent $20 at the smoke.
Shit.
That sounds extreme. It's fire. They were fire, but unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to find a balance because when I'm on the road, my shit's either fast food or gas station food or bar food. Because you know sometimes whatever you're
Right.
negotiating is with the promoter
Yeah.
or the venue, they'll give you some free food type shit. So and it's like it's cool, but I'm trying to have it like when I go on the road, we trying to have like a couple baggies of some like vegetables or some apples or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because see, you're 10 years younger than me, and it matters. Now that I'm older, I realize it's very important us as vocalists that we have to make sure that our vessel is on point. You know what I'm saying? Because like you have rappers out here that rap fast as hell on stage. You know what I'm saying? They can't do that if they ain't out here jogging, working on their cardio, or they can't do that if they just fucking up like burger, morning, lunch, dinner, midnight snack, 5, 6 days out the week. Don't get me wrong, I can fuck that shit up too. I just had some cookie dough ice cream. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there needs to be a balance, and it's going to do your body good because when you come and then when you get off the road and you come home, one of the first things you're going to do is head dive into the bed and be in a damn coma. You don't want to wake up with your bubble guts all up in the fat because you done fucked up a whole bunch of unhealthy shit. You know what I'm saying? At least that's how I've been thinking about it. I've been more on some like be a little more healthier lately. And
Yeah,
plus,
and I agree with you because I mean I'm 6'5" and 400 pounds, and I'm also one of those fast rapper types that you were talking about. I like chopping. It's fun. It's fun to me. It's a game to me, so to speak, because like I like to challenge myself to see how fast I can go.
I dig it. I do it. I've done it in a couple songs, like a little bit of double time, not too much, just because I have a lisp. So
You have a
if I-
lisp?
yeah, it's bad. So I try to use multiple syllable words that ain't have like a whole bunch of S's in it and try to play it off from there.
You know
If
what?
that-
I would have never have known had you not told me.
Bro, I be cheating. I be over there cutting the little parts in the editing. I'm
even
like,
just
yeah.
even just with talking with you, I wouldn't have known.
Oh yeah, it's there. Trust me, it's there. Even when I record, fam, it sounds like I can be loud recording, right? But it sounds like once you play the track, it sounds like I'm whispering.
Yeah.
Like
Well, hey, you know what? I'm going to interrupt you here for just a second. I apologize.
You good.
But I want to play a couple more tracks, and then we got to kind of wrap up here.
Oh yeah, that's all good. I'm with that.
So I'm going to play. I have a Unjust sent in here. He sent in this track. It's Unjust and White Smoke. We Came Up. So I'm going to play that real quick, and then I'm going to play one more, and then we'll come back and kind of wrap things up.
All right, sound like a plan.
The struggle, the pain, the struggle, the pain, the struggle. We came up having a hustle. I said that pain, that struggle, that pain, that struggle, that pain, that struggle. We came up off of that muscle. I said the pain, the struggle, the pain, the struggle, the pain, the struggle. We came up having a hustle. I said that pain, that struggle, that pain, that struggle, that pain, that struggle. We came up off of that muscle.
Weather the storm, life always a struggle. Never kept time, whole life stay a juggle. Always let pieces go pick up the puzzle. I kept my eyes closed, pray to stay humble. It's time I conclude, take off with the muzzle. Y'all wished I was dead, bitch, I've been buzzing. You thought we as brothers, ain't even the cousins. Should've used rubbers and saved them coming. I started a wave, they thought I was drumming. I made my own way, a waving to something. Been dropping these tracks, keeping them jumping. I promise I make it, I'm jumping and up, then I came a long way. Nothing to something but digging through shit. Pumping then dumping, forgetting to share. Inbox be jumping, you see me promoting, I'm staring at nothing. Clearly I'm popping, y'all give me no love. You see that I'm rocking with artists that's tough. You see that I'm dumping the money like trucks. Invest in my label, return it like books. Stacking my cash, they working like crooks. Not kissing no ass, not giving two fucks. Cover the cracks, exposing they cuts. I'm dumping the salt and killing these cuts.
The pain, the struggle, the pain, the struggle, the pain, the struggle. We came up having a hustle. I said that pain, that struggle, that pain, that struggle, that pain, that struggle. We came up off of that muscle. I said the pain, the struggle, the pain, the struggle, the pain, the struggle. We came up having a hustle. I said that pain, that struggle, that pain, that struggle, that pain, that struggle. We came up off of that muscle. They wanted me dead, put tags on my head. I'm getting my bread, so fuck what they said. I'm spitting some lead, you lyrically bled. I'm twisting some meds that put you to bed. I'm spitting my lyrics, I leave them pissed off. Might spend some money on a wristwatch. Iced out, I want a big clock. You're a bitch and I'm a big cock. My bar's brand new and yours thrift shop. I keep big buzz in a Ziploc. I be getting head like a wig shop. And I slide the rappers like a pig chop. I be doing me and I be twisting some gas. And I be making this music and I be making some cash. And you be stretching your pack and you be making it last. And while I'm hitting a dab and you be making me laugh. So here's a pair of shoes and do they fit y'all? And when I call him out, it ain't his fault. We know you sweet, but come with salt. I bring all that bullshit to a quick call. So here's a pair of shoes and do they fit y'all? And when I call him out, it ain't his fault. We know you sweet, but come with salt. I bring all that bullshit to a quick call. The pain, the struggle, the pain, the struggle, the pain, the struggle. We came up having a hustle. I said that pain, that struggle, that pain, that struggle, that pain, that struggle. We came up off of that muscle. I said the pain, the struggle, the pain, the struggle, the pain, the struggle. We came up having a hustle. I said that pain, that struggle, that pain, that struggle, We came up out of that muscle.
Feel like I'm never gonna change. Emotions are high when I dig my grave. Everything falls, but I'm always gonna raise. Shoot for the stars and I never look away.
I don't want peace, niggas don't sleep. I've been living life every second feel weak. Every single person gon' change you, me. I can feel the cold wind, death trying to creep.
Seeping in your inner mind, I can feel your feelings lie. I can show you killer rhymes, everything I see in life. You can trust my little lies, sitting acting good and blind. I'm not what you wanna try, committing a homicide.
Everything fades, living slow days, feeling lock chains. I can't move pain, I can't lose faith. I'ma lose brains. I can feel my inner thoughts falling out of place.
Ay, falling in the killing race, never call a killing name. Slaughter anybody trying to come and catch a silly fate. You don't wanna be erased, creeping like a millipede. I can show you flames like a hatred of an enemy. I go outside and look to the skies and realize the beauty.
In life, I try so damn hard. I'm falling apart. I feel like my heart is changing.
I can go outside and look to the skies and realize the beauty.
In life, I try so damn hard. I'm falling apart. I feel like my heart is changing.
You can hear your heart beating though. You was good about a week ago. Now you're feeling old and beaten down. Did this fly Gaza, you know when the street around. From the Bronx to Colorado, now they know the sound. You never heard it like this. I'm so good at people wanna fight this. I'm good at every hood, it's just like this. Fly Gaza, you know they wanna bite this. Your words, so damn lifeless. My words, so damn priceless. High grind so hard, you need a price check. Mic check, all I wanna do is live right test. Distraction, they start to cap it. No relaxing, they talk too much, but never see the action. I'm action, never asking, I got the passion, but you never see me flashing, cashing.
I can go outside and look to the skies and realize the beauty.
In life, I try so damn hard. I'm falling apart. I feel like my heart is changing.
I can go outside and look to the skies and realize the beauty.
In life, I try so damn hard. I'm falling apart. I feel like my heart is changing.
I can go outside and look to the skies and realize the beauty.
In life, I try so damn hard. I'm falling apart. I feel like my heart is changing.
Why am I always a bad guy? Treated like a game, Millie Bradley, a bandai. I'm just a sad guy living through the sad life. Only in my 20s, but I'm going through a midlife crisis. Fight this depression. Been dealing with this shit since 11. Didn't realize it then, but I realize it now. All my life, I've been dealing with some fake friends. And I'm tired of the shit, got no patience. I gotta face it, make it, whether or not I got a fan base. Cold case, murder a track just because I am flawed. Not a god, but I wanna be, gotta be one of the greats. Headed to the top, fuck all of these snakes. I am irate, cause my fate got face fucked by a blade tucked under my tongue. Doesn't that sound fun?
I can go outside and look to the skies and realize the beauty.
In life, I try so damn hard. I'm falling apart. I feel like my heart is changing.
I can go outside and look to the skies and realize the beauty.
In life, I try so damn hard. I'm falling apart. I feel like my heart is changing.
And that last song that you heard was Life is Beautiful by yours truly, featuring Starve and Flock Gaza. We are just about out of time here, but I want to thank my special guest D-Bomb for coming on and chopping it up with me. Like, we used that whole time basically just talking. I didn't play much music. Like, that was great.
I enjoyed it, man, definitely. And I saw the cover, for your album Mental Case. I'm definitely gonna be checking that out later tonight.
Definitely. What'd you think of that last song I just played though?
I liked it. Actually, the last two songs, period, I really, really thought that was dope. You know what I'm saying? I felt like the passion and the hunger in it, The pain, there was a couple of punchlines that I heard in there. Was dope. They said return it like books. I was like, oh, that was dope. Sometimes it's just simple. It's the simple lines that makes the strongest impact.
Yeah.
I like and that's just how I felt about both of them. I liked the energy of them. I liked the creativity. It was refreshing. It actually made me want to look up the title of the album. You know what I'm saying? Is that on that album?
That song that I played?
Yeah.
No, that one's gonna be on my next album.
On the next one. Okay, cool. Well, consider me a fan and I will be getting it.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. And me personally, like, because I'm a CD guy, I still buy records. Like, I'll buy CDs too if they got it. Like, if they got CDs, I'm with it. Like, all right, cool, let's go. I'm with it. Digitally, it's like, all right, cool, I'll get it. But I'll more likely get it if they have it on Bandcamp, just because I know some retail stores care a little more about the artist and their favorite.
Okay. I don't know that I have my album on Bandcamp, but I could probably get it on there.
Oh yeah, I definitely. I mean, it's pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? Setting up, boom, you're done. But also, I am a stream guy, so I saw all the stream apps is on there, so I definitely will be checking.
Yeah, and it's like I said with TuneCore, I got it set up to where it's on like every single streaming platform. Like I'm on fucking Napster, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, dude, that's funny. I was like, damn, Napster is still popping. Like I didn't even know until I saw like one of the checks I got. Shit said a penny. I'm like, oh shit, Napster is still around? Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, and I'm on all that, and I've got their thing they got where if they add a new store, I'm automatically on it.
Okay, perfect. That I will be checking out then.
Yeah, and I know you say you fuck with Tidal, and I'm on Tidal, so.
Oh yeah, that's my go-to. I already got it ready, popped up at the bottom right now.
Bet. Well, once again, like I said, I'm gonna wrap up here, but thank you again for coming on. I'm going to do a quick little promo. Make sure, like I said, leaving for tour this Friday, heading to Omaha, Colorado, Phoenix, Wichita, Amarillo, and Sioux City. It's me and Von Sage. We going out doing the thing. Make sure you come out. I hope to see a lot of y'all at the event. With me being on tour next week, there will be no E-Roc Radio next week. But make sure to stay tuned, and hopefully I'll see you guys at some shows. Have a great rest of your week.